Majdanek, or Lublin, was a Nazi concentration camp built and operated by the SS on the outskirts of Lublin. In July 1969, on the 25th anniversary of its liberation, a large monument designed by Victor Tolkien was constructed at the site. It had two parts, a large gate monument and a mausoleum containing the ashes and remains of cremated victims collected from the mound of the liberation of the camp in 1944. This camp had 7 gas chambers and some 227 structures in all, placing it among the largest of Nazi concentration camps. Although it was initially intended for forced labor rather than extermination, the camp was used to murder people on an industrial scale during Operation Reinhardt. The camp operated from 1st October 1941 to 22nd July 1944. It was captured nearly intact. The rapid advance of the Soviet Red Army prevented the SS from destroying most of the camp's infrastructure. This was the first major concentration camp liberated by Allied forces, and it is considered the best preserved camp of the Holocaust. There are 2 identical buildings at Majdanek, where Xylon B was used, so executions were carried out in Barrack 41 with the use of hydrogen cyanide released by Xylon B. It has been reported that about 80,000 people died on this camp. Auschwitz was the biggest concentration camp ever built. It consisted of Auschwitz I, the main camp or Stammlager, and Auschwitz II Birkenau, a concentration and extermination camp with gas chambers. It is estimated that at least 1.1 million people died in this camp, and one of those people was Anne Frank. The camp was liberated on 27 January 1945, when the 6th Army of the 1st Ukrainian Front arrived in Auschwitz at around 3 p.m. They found that 7,000 prisoners were still alive in the camps. The camp commandant Rudolf Höss was arrested by the British in 1946, and a year later he was sentenced to death and hanged in Auschwitz, here near the crematorium. Birkenau had 98 wooden structures and more than 13 kilometers of concrete poles and fences. Nowadays, there are ruins of gas chambers and the crematorium in Birkenau, which were destroyed in January 1945. Birkenau was the largest camp in the Auschwitz complex, and it became primarily a center for the mass murder of Jews, brought here for extermination. So sick prisoners and those selected for death from the whole Auschwitz complex would come here.